in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, knowing that your enemy knows what you know, you might need to bring out something that they don't.
You might need to.
So we will see them playing down in the basement. Not a surprise for a team that is good at defending the basement. They have a lot of good positions down there. I imagine Young Canadian's going to tell them, so they're going to have to choose a few new ones, but they do have 2 new players that might have some new positioning they can use. So the question is, how are they going to set up their defense? We've seen a lot of Castle down here. Not this time, though. Avian playing that Bandit, going to be able to Bandit trick or at least put some batteries on that wall that Snake's or Slash is reinforcing right now.
Yeah, and it looks as though all 3 hatches got reinforced as expected, and we see Avian trying to pick off the last bits of drones if there's any that are going to be there. We do see one that's inside a stripper. That's just making sure there's not going to be anyone trying to make a rush towards that side of the spawn.
That can be really good to do if you know you have extra time. Try and take out their drones so that they have one less drone. They have to spend more time getting a drone in there, and there's less chance that if you pick off one of their late drones, they're going to have one to replace it with.
Definitely the case, and there are 3 individuals still need armor, Avian being one of them, and the remaining 2 will come back and rotate downstairs and get that armor eventually.
I guess they have a lot of setup to do as they have a pretty specific defense they want to use. So we'll see if they can pull it off here. Necrox being one of those guys that could just run in and start doing some shooting, playing Ash here, no surprise, but he is carrying the diffuser, which is a surprise to have one of your crazy fraggers be running around with that diffuser, so hopefully he'll switch it up perhaps to Young on Thermite.
Yeah, so NVK busting his way into the garage, and he's trying to make a quick push into here as Thermite's going to get that stock drop hatch opened up, and we're going to see a potential incendiary arrow come through after he drones it out for his team. Doesn't spot anyone over there. Now it's just murder holes. You might be able to vault through there, but it's going to take you a little bit of time. So here comes a nade. Is he ready to throw? He's going to get rid of the barbed wire here. Bounces it off the wall and destroys it. And there's going to be a C4 from underneath by Slash. Young taking the brunt of that C4. And now it is a 5-on-4 right at the start of the round here.
That was definitely a surprise C4, especially for Young.
And you saw Slash placing that Valkyrie cam on the stairs ever so slightly, ever so critically.
Yeah.
And it paid the price. It was a great cam for him.
It's something I've seen a few times, but I feel like they stopped doing it because people started expecting it. Nice to pull it out now.
Yep, and so Capital and Ash are over here inside of stock, ready to drop in a moment's notice. We've got the defenders on site here. Rook looking down towards cave entrance, and Jaeger on the other side of that ammo crate, hiding away. Slash at the very bottom here, looking to see if someone's going to push down the blue hole, waiting for the push. Avian, though, picks up the shot on Canadian, and that's going to be the 2 previous Orbit members going down first.
I guess that intel works the other direction as well, right?
It does, and there's going to be a drop, and it's going to be Stinger with a bat, ready for the kill. NVK, though, gets killed. Retro comes in from the construction entrance point and kills off Stinger. So he's here, shield on head, ready to get the shot. The diffuser does get planted, and it's going to be a shot from Retro onto Snake's face. 3-on-2, and Ash is going to get downed from K9, it looks like. I'm sorry. Yes, K9 picks him off. Retro, though, turns the corner and picks him off and gets the last one down. There is only Avian left alive. Can he pick up his teammate, or is there going to be a disconnection?
Wow.
A disconnection, oh my lord, at the very last moment.
The saving Hail Mary.
I tell you, I was so into that, I don't know what happened.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I'm lost. I'm at a loss for words. It was a 1-1. Avian was about to be picked up, or about to pick up Valkyrie.
Yeah. Well, we did see that Blackbeard push, though, from the tunnel that Flipside did, so we were right, and they were going to make an adjustment and not push the stairs as we'd seen previously.
Yep.
So
unfortunately, I think that round might have to get replayed.
Yep. Did not reach any kind of definitive conclusion.
I want to know. I'm going to be one of those people dwindling my mind at the end of here saying, what would have happened on that round?
Yeah.
So we are going to cut to a short commercial break while we remake the lobby here in just a minute or so. But that first round, although it didn't finish, you could tell how even the teams are.
I feel like they were really feeling each other out, taking chances and seeing how those played out. Opportune C4s, trying to take some peeks that they may or may not have, should have. And for both teams, some of the times it was paying off, sometimes not. I feel like the first couple rounds are going to be a lot of that feeling out. There's going to be a lot of unexpected kills, as we saw there. And, some of the team mixing synergy might be a little bit different than it used to be.
Yep.
So I expect this to continue to be very interesting, very close. We saw it come down to the wire there from both those teams.
We did.
Nearly a one-on-one at the end.
I mean, we saw Retro playing Blackbeard, picked up 1, 2, 3, potentially 4 kills there. He did down the third one, but it would have been an ace for him. An
Yeah.
ace and the win.
Between him and Pojo, man, I think we're seeing the strength of that push. Based off of 2 games today, anyone watching's got to be considering maybe we should be using that as a strategy. Maybe, Helby showed some good pushes down that utility tunnel before, but the construction tunnel is so strong.
Yeah. All right, guys, we are going to cut to a short commercial break. We'll be back in just a few minutes to see the conclusion of that first round. And by conclusion, I mean the start of it. So, guys, stick around. We'll be here right after this break. So we are here, guys, and we are back for the conclusion of that first round. Unfortunately, because of the disconnect, it sounds like we might need to replay that map. We are in lobby, ready to get going, but for the time being, we're going to play it at 0-0. We were
Looks
told...
like we may need to rehost, though, as they are on the wrong side for this.
Oh, they are on the wrong side for the rehost. So we are going to have to rehost it here in just a minute. Let's see.
Looks like there was some confusion over how to play that.
There is a little bit of an error there. So we're going to get everyone back in lobby.
Should just take a second. Hopefully they're all eager to start killing again as they just begun the spree. Definitely.
All right, so we are just trying to confirm how that round ended, because we're being told that while we disconnected, the round was able to be finished, but we're just trying to confirm that with the ESL admins before we make any kind of announcement on how that round ended.
Yeah. We did hear Retro did some work, though.
We did, so let's see if this is going to work here.
Just
a little bit of an error. Now, we talked briefly before the break about how even the team seemed to be. I wasn't expecting it to be that close, though.
No, especially, I mean, Yeah, as we talked about, Blackbeard coming down that construction tunnel is strong. I didn't expect that strong against a team that should know better. However, if he knows what he's doing and they just don't know how to counter it. I mean, Retro's not a name we're usually seeing doing so much work, but they just were not planning for that Blackbeard push to the extent that he did his damage. Although that surprise C4 kind of helped.
So we're actually going to take just another quick break while we get the game back up and running, because it does seem to be acting a little weird here, and we'll get the rulings from the ESL judges afterwards to figure out how that map ended, or how that round ended, and if it needed to be replayed due to the disconnections. So stick around, guys. We'll be here in just a few short minutes, and watch the rotation of those gold skin sets that are coming out on September 6th. Or I'm sorry, September 12th.
Yeah.
September 12th.
So close to now.
So guys, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back here, guys. We are here. We have the map done. We have the map chosen. Everyone's in lobby. We now have gotten word from the ESL admins that the round was played out successfully, and it was Retro B3 taking the ace and getting the win for his team for Biggity Boo Bop on that first round.
Wow.
It was very intense. He got the 3 kills, downed 1, and it was, I believe it was, who was it? Not Canadian. It was Canine, not Canadian. I want to say Slash.
Probably Slash.
I want to say Slash was trying to get that last. No, it was Avian. That's who it was. Avian was trying to get the last pickup. Got Valkyrie potentially up, but they both died from Blackbeard inside the cave.
Blackbeard of Doom there, coming out of the
Blackbeard
back
in the
cave.
hallway. So we have everyone here in lobby. We're just going to double check that they are all ready. And when we get into the lobby here, it's going to be 1-0 B3 taking that first round. So it was an intense round. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the conclusion of it, but we were able to get confirmation that it was played out.
I think we've got at least 4 more rounds to see, though. of this intense match.
We do many more than 4. I can see this going back and forth, back and forth.
I would hope so. This should not be a 5-0 situation for either team.
Definitely. So we are here. The map has been loaded in. The players are now picking their operators. And let's see what is going to be chosen for B3 on defense to start.
Looks like they're going to go with a pretty typical defense. They're definitely going to bring that bandit for that wall. Rook, of course, not going for the no rook meta. Bringing that pulse, though. Canadian wanting to see if they're going to be in that kitchen or what else he wants to do. As I said before, he likes that C4.
He does.
He's definitely going to be considering it. Not as strong now that the range has been nerfed, but still pretty good. And attackers bringing that buck, as we discussed previously, open up a lot of that floor. All the rest of the attackers pretty typical. Good aggressive players from Ash and Capito. Need that Thermite to get those walls open. And Blackbeard, of course, we saw him do some work last round.
Now, this is odd. They've decided to go with a pulse or a smoke instead of a Jaeger.
Yeah.
Now, there's no Jaeger, which we know from multiple times on this map being played that it is just nade heaven. Flashbangs, smoke grenades, frag grenades, all going through. So the fact that there's no ADS is concerning to me for B3. But seeing as how Retro was able to just take the A's last round, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually know what they're doing here.
I thought I recalled Necrox being a bit of a Jaeger player as well. Back
He
in
was.
the past. So surprising, but you know, Smoke's a pretty good operator too, and maybe they just need the delay. So they are going to set up down in the basement as a pretty typical defense. They are choosing to reinforce that one wall, though, right next to the stairs on the Arsenal side, which surprises me, as that's the spot we've commonly seen a lot of kill holes placed from the defenders to try and shoot anyone running in that hallway.
And to me, that tells me that Canadian will be staying underneath kitchen inside the Arsenal room, playing the spot scene, so he can have a good pulse on the main stairs, on kitchen, rotate back to cave if he needs to. So.
Giving himself that extra defense. So the attackers going to have some idea what the positioning might be like down there, but not necessarily knowing, as they only kind of know what 2 members of that team do. They are going to go for the bar first, though, and I imagine either storage or that church wall next. Surprising that they chose bar, though, which suggests to me they might choose storage rather than the church wall.
Yep, and so this is Canadian. He is not going to spot Buck up there just yet. But he does spot someone down here, and that's going to be Blackbeard. He doesn't know who it is yet, but he knows there's someone there, and he sees someone up top in the kitchen floor. Whether or not he's able to utilize his C4 to get the kill, we'll have to stick around and find out. Avian down here at the bottom of the main stairs, looking for a peek. Now, these are veteran players. They know not to peek a Blackbeard, so I wouldn't be surprised if Avian's going to be here for a while, staring at a wall, going back and forth.
Avian is one of those players that I see always using the jiggle peek. He is one of the jiggle peek gangsters that just does not like to do anything but that jiggle peek. And I've seen it pay off a lot for him. Again, earlier why I said it, I'm surprised to see it falling out of fashion.
Yeah, and this is where Canadian's going to be the most useful. He spots the one on main stairs, spots the one at the top of the stairs by kitchen hallway, calling out that information. There are 3 defenders inside of church right now, and we do have one person creeping up from behind inside of the blue hallway. I think it might be Thermite. Thermite has made an appearance here.
Sneaky.
And we do see Retro waiting for the shot. Let's see if we can get on his angle as Thermite tries to make a peek. Look at the little crevice of a shot.
Tight angle.
Very tight angle. Very tight. He can see nothing yet. Slash is going to drone him out, though. Looks as though Capital arrows are going to go in, cause a little bit of blue smoke havoc. He just barely sees that peak, the pixel right here. If Slash were to just stand still, it could be a dead Thermite. Let's look for it. And he actually doesn't see him, but Slash will pick up the shot into NVK due to Retro's hesitation on the shot. So Young also getting killed from Motorcycle Hallway. Snake using that incendiary arrow to finish him off. And now he's going to drop over here to the blue hallway where we also just saw Rook holding the angle. Now if he drops, he's going to be right in line with Retro. Retro knows that the Thermite's there. He sees the shot, he misses it, and it's going to be Avian picking up the kill into Canadian and Stinger picking up the kill into Netrox. It's another flawless round, but on the other side here, we've got OrgLess just going ape shit, basically. So just finishing out the round very strong.
We see both teams know how to attack the basement.
Yes.
Now let's see one of those teams learn how to defend it, shall we?
Yes.
So definitely some brutal attacks. Now since neither team has successfully defended it, that means we can continue to see it played, as we are going to see OrgLess playing down there again, saying, all right, take 2. We saw what we did wrong. Take note, don't let Retro walk down Construction Hallway again, please. Let's have someone do something about that. We saw previously with Enix that no one figured out a good way to counter Blackbeard for there. Let's hope that OrgLess have figured out a way, maybe involving some C4, maybe involving some gas, or maybe just involving a good shot down that long-ass windy hallway.
Yeah, and so seeing as how B3 did successfully attack the bomb site last round, even though we didn't get to see the conclusion of it, that does mean that OrgLess can select the bomb site once again. It is 1-1 B3 to OrgLess here as we begin round 3.
Definitely neck and neck between these two teams. So even if we see them win down here again, it could just trade back and forth here indefinitely, as if the attackers continue to win, it can be the same bomb sites all day long, which would be an interesting set of matches. See which team can refine their attack and defense the best.
Yeah, and we do see the cave entrance being pushed down with some barbed wire.
Oh, a little bit of nick on Rook there. Got to be careful with that shotgun,
Hurt
buddy.
him. That looks like he is down to about, I want to say, 80 health or so. But we see 3 of the attackers starting outside by the construction entrance.
Yep.
Wonder if they're going to go for that construction push and
I
also
wonder.
the kitchen potentially.
Yeah, no, we saw last time what Enix did was that barbed wire and closed door sort of thing. Trying to do the same thing as well. I'm not sure it worked out super great for Enix, but you got to do something to slow him down.
Definitely, and it looks as though we have Avian who's lurking right now, waiting to see if he's going to hear Young. He's going to go for a quick peek, doesn't see him, but he's waiting.
Yep,
He's
and
waiting and waiting. Now Retro is holding the angle. He sees him,
Oh.
and Avian gets shot, and he is down to 3 health. Now this is one heck of a low life Avian.
Ran off with just barely his life at that point. It was worth a try, but man, was he waiting
Saw
for
him
it.
just bolt out of that stairwell and
See
down
ya.
to the church to reinforce.
Nice on Retro, catching that. Like,
If Retro would have got that kill, it might have just been game over for OrgLess here on this defensive map because Bandit had to go down, get that reinforcement on the church wall.
yeah, he hadn't done his job yet. He still had barbed wire to place after that, but he is going to get reset. They don't have a doc to bring him up to 75, but 50 will do if Bandit can get those headshots.
And we do see the stockroom getting opened up. It looks as though possibly Cave also was opened up by construction. So there are 0 exothermic charges left for Thermite. It looks like we will see another pinch from Garage, the blue hallway, and the cave entrance. Drone goes out down the main stairs from Thermite. Minute and a half left to go. Again, we do see Bandit, who got revived, back up to 50 health.
No barbed wire right at that door entrance, which surprises me. Usually you want barbed wire there to make it a little bit more of a pain. Maybe they figure they're just going to need it anyways.
Yeah, and so it looks like Young and Necrox are going to push together down their way as
Oh.
Retro stands his position in his ace location from last time in the basement. Now, seeing as how there was an ace last time from this position, I would expect OrgLess to recognize that and fight him to the death down here in the cave entrance.
It's still not an easy thing. He's like a tick in there trying to get off, but even knowing it, they're definitely going to have to work for it.
Oh, and Slash does get downed, and he is killed by NVK by peeking that error. And we're going to have another error connection here while, unfortunately, we won't be able to see what happens, but
Yeah.
seeing as how last time the round was able to successfully continue, we're going to hope that that happens as well, and we'll be able to finish this round off.
I think
see who
B3 are
wins.
going to take it again. I think it's going to be attack, 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 which is unusual. You usually see defense, defense.
Yep.
But between these two teams with their brutal attack strategies, we're seeing just attack dominate. However, there was only 1 kill, I believe, so far, so hard. A little early to call it.
Little early to call it as well. And like you said, both teams were making their fights back and forth. So we're going to go to a quick short break, probably take about 3, 4, maybe 5 minutes of the break there so they can finish up the map. We've got time to get them back in lobby. So stick around, guys. We'll be returning with the conclusion of that round right after this break. Welcome back here, everybody. We are here for the conclusion of that third round between OrgLess and Biggity Boo Bop. Now, we're still waiting to hear how that round ended. Unfortunately, our game had crashed at the end of that round, actually not the end, the middle of that round, as you saw.
Right
so
in the meat of
we're
it.
still in the process of trying to get the game back up and running and creating that lobby to get everyone back in, but we're still awaiting confirmation on how that round ended.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance they finished playing it out.
Now, it was 4-4. We saw, I believe it was Rook got killed. I'm sorry, was it Rook that got killed?
I know Valkyrie got killed in the hallway.
Okay, so yes, Valkyrie got killed, and then there was one of the attackers that got killed, and I want to say that that was Capitao after he dropped in the motorcycle hallway. So we'll have to see how that round ended out. But seeing as how it was basement again, we saw what I would consider a similar strat.
Retro holding that angle again.
He went down the construction hall, the hallway there in the cave, and we saw the push from blue hallway.
Yeah.
So expecting to have a similar outcome. I actually don't even know how the diffuser got planted on that first round. So maybe they ninja planted it just like they probably did this round.
Probably just killed everyone. I mean, knowing it was Retro by himself, probably just had to lay down the bullets. So hopefully we'll find out how that concluded and where the score lies. But
so I am getting word that it is 2-1 B3. So B3 won that
round. Attack.
On the attack. Now,
wow.
I highly doubt that we had Blackbeard get another ace. That would be very unlikely against such a viable opponent. But seeing as how we do have round ending there, that means it's going to be third round going to B3.
Wow, I've never seen such an attack-sided set of rounds on the same bomb spot, the same way. Both teams just not having the defense they used to. Very intense fights, though.
So with that, we are getting everyone back in lobby here because the round just ended, so they're here joining us. But knowing that not a single team has won defense yet, do you think they're going to go basement again, or they're going to try to change it up?
If I was them, I would consider changing it up.
Yep.
Just because, maybe they even need a breather from it to help them forget what they were doing so well previously.
Yeah.
Just change it up for a minute. I don't imagine we're going to see cash room or bedroom. We're going to see the bar if they change it up. But the bar is so hard to defend sometimes that it is risky to change it up just for the sake of changing it up. Usually you only want to change it up because you have to. But we have seen OrgLess do some good defenses upstairs, as they just didn't do a good one downstairs. But it is B3 on defense, so they might just want to try and hold down. So it is up to them, though. They are funneling in. We got B3 in, and we're going to get OrgLess in pretty quick, as I imagine they want to try and finish up this map as quick as possible here. They know it's going to go neck and neck.
I want to see them get onto the next map and see how that gets played out. So we'll have to see how that one is. And it is going to be a Chalet map for the second round.
I think that's going to be good, too. That may not go as attack as this has been, but it is definitely going to be intense, as some of those bomb spots are hard to defend against.
I feel as though that might go defense, back and forth. Clubhouse does seem to be a more attacker-friendly map because there are so many walls, there are so many floors,
so many pinch spots, right?
Yeah, like you said, pinch spots. You've got the main entrance one, the motorcycle hallway, the cave entrance, the generator hallway by garage. 4 big entrances with 3 drop hatches to get into them.
Yeah.
So lots of entry points. And because it's very hard to lurk on that map and to roam, that it's almost like, okay, we can pick any of our good entry points we want. We aren't forced to pick one or the other because we're not having any kind of pushback from the defense. They're all on site.
I think they're wondering if they need to drop out next time if we get disconnected, so whether or not they should keep playing it out. Unfortunately, if they keep playing it out, then the audience doesn't get to see here. But they are obviously playing out some good rounds, so not sure how that's got to go.
All right, so we're just getting a couple questions here from the players, wondering if that rule stands, and yes, it does. So it is 2-1 B3. Let's see. Just trying to get a hold of these guys. So that's going to be underway. Two members left from OrgLess that need to enter, and it's going to be one left now.
One left.
They're all here. We do have Clubhouse chosen, so waiting on the last OrgLess member to join us. Now, you said we're hoping that we see one of those top bomb sites.
Yeah.
If we do see one of them, which one do you think it is?
Absolutely got to be bar. Especially for OrgLess. They are decent at defending bar. I imagine B3 is going to be as well. Although I would love to see them pull out a cash room and successfully defend it. That would be a big game changer right there that other teams would want to emulate, just to have another bomb spot. Just the same way we saw Consulate finally get that third bomb spot as a viable option. But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of flaws to defending those upstairs bomb spots. I mean, It's not an upstairs where you have lots of space like you do in Consulate. It's
Yep.
an upstairs where you're boxed into a tiny little room and you have to rotate way around to get to the other side. So
Yeah, and plus you're talking about those top, whether it's cast room or whether it's master bedroom, that have the unreinforceable drop hatches on the very tops of this
that's
roofs.
a big deal. And the walls that are just these big old walls that Thermite's just going to walk up to.
Yep.
So
we do have everyone in party. Map is chosen. We're going to get underway here.
party indeed.
Starting it up. So again, B3 took that round that we just got disconnected from. It is 2-1 B3 over OrgLess at the moment. Let's see how round 4 will play out with B3 playing on defense.
Judging by how it's been going, going to be 2-2 here soon.
Yes, that's my anticipation.
Especially since they are going right back down, no one having to change bomb spots at all because they can't win it.
Yeah, and so in the final moments of picking operators, we will see everyone there. Everyone choosing their operators. Looks as though, again, we're not going to see a Jaeger from B3. And they didn't choose a Jaeger last time. Proved to be not the best choice, seeing as how there was a flawless takeover from OrgLess.
I would appreciate some change-ups in the lineup here, as nothing is working for the defense. But, hey, maybe they can go, you know what we did wrong? This is what we did wrong. However, that didn't work out for OrgLess last round that we didn't see. And I don't expect it's going to work out well for B3 either. But they do have a good chance to continue to adapt, as neither team really changing up a whole lot here. So it is down to them getting a lot of those gunfights. Like I said before, not necessarily going to be as much a strategy map so much as a gunfight map between these two teams.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, with the prep phase dwindling down in the final seconds, we will see Canadian still up top. And I believe he's going to rotate down because there are 3 drones that now know where he is. And Canadian picks off one before he comes downstairs and retreats.
He's got to get rid of him. Still not putting barbed wire that close to the stairs. Makes me wonder. They don't have barbed wire here yet either. Not sure why, as Blackbeard has just been able to waltz in.
Yeah, to me, I'm seeing that barbed wire in the big hallway there to prevent the rush at the very end.
Yeah.
They're going to utilize their nades before that, so they're going to have to just rush through, and it's going to basically act as almost a castle wall, per se, to force them change the direction on where that push is going to come from.
Well, my philosophy is if you know where Blackbeard's coming from, put the barbed wire there because he has no grenades. He has no way to take out barbed wire other than hitting it.
Yep.
So it is a situation where he's going to clearly give away his position and be a little bit exposed when he tries to take out the barbed wire because he isn't usually bringing a partner with him any way he chooses to go on this map.
Yeah, I agree with you to some aspect. To me, I'm thinking, hey, put it where the fast operators are going to be, because Blackbird's going to just crouch and walk the entire way anyways.
Why limit yourself? But they do get bar open already, and that is going to be the start of the attack, getting ready to push here and do some damage as they open. It looks like storage probably as well.
Yep.
Not wanting to push on that construction side, they're just going to go top down.
Yeah, so here we go. We're probably going to see a more typical push, a more generic push that we've seen in the past. But again, nothing is generic with either of these teams with the skill level we're seeing here tonight.
We did see Slash bring that Thermite down the utility tunnel last time. Looks like he wants to do the same thing. Again, no one really changing up. Avian had this angle last time as well. Obviously, they won every attack round, every attack that we've seen, so they're not going to change anything up. It's up to the defense to change up what they're doing.
Yeah, and Canadians right underneath with the UMP, waiting to see is there going to be someone inside of the kitchen.
I don't think they're going to make that mistake if they can help it.
I agree. I don't think they will. We will see Slash moving his way down the generator hallway, trying to get rid of the barbed wire. Looks as if he's having a little bit of tough time hitting it. And K9 here in the kitchen hall trying to open up as much of the floor as possible. Avian's over here opening up the wall so that there can be some flashbangs, possibly some nades to go in. That's going to be very, very nice for when they try to get a Thermite in there. Now Stinger with a bat, who is Kickstar, is trying to make his way over here to the church with his drone. Does get gassed out. He knows there's going to be a smoke there. It's not going to have time for smoke to try to rotate out. That's where he will be stuck.
Defense looking a little stronger this time, already bringing it down to 35 seconds without any kills going off.
And as you say, that snake takes a monstrous hit. He is down to about 2 health with 30 seconds remaining. Doesn't have time to get down and picked up by his team, so instead it's going to be Ash dropping inside a church. That's going to be the second gas grenade going off. Slash is inside of the blue hallway, trying to shoot through the wall, dwindle them back down. It's going to be a shot from Slash onto Necrox, and Stinger getting young, but not quite. And NVK will pick up Stinger, though, and now it is a 3-on-4. 9 seconds left to go. Avian's down this main hall, but there's a lot of barbed wire he's got to go through. K9 tries to go for the plant. Retro picks up the kill onto Slash, and NVK picks up the kill onto K9, and it's the defenders winning the round due to the lack of planting the diffuser.
Well, B3 looking strong. They didn't just trade points again. This time they're 2 points up. So 3-1 for B3.
Definitely. So 3-1, B3 taking the lead here.
First successful defense.
Yes, first success defense here.
But that means they got to go up next.
It is. It does. It means they have to go up. And whether they go all the way up to the master bedroom or the cash room is still yet to be known. We'll find that out as round 5 goes underway.
OrgLess, however, gonna try and refine their defense downstairs again.
Yep, and so looks as though Snake is still trying to pick an individual here. He does pick Smoke, and Avian's going to trade off onto Castle.
Interesting. Well, they are changing up, which is good. We saw not a lot of change up necessarily from B3 side other than landing more of those shots and stopping those pushes. Thermite, though, had a nice push there, but NVK stopping that push into Church was probably a big reason for that momentum being lost there.
I'm still trying to think about where the time went. I
Yeah.
mean, OrgLess had Avian down on the main stairs as Blackbeard within 1 minute of the round starting.
But no, not the rest of the push.
There were no push. There was
Yeah.
no push there towards the very end, unless it got to the very end.
But hey, that's what cost them the most there. And dancing around in kitchen didn't help Snake any. But they are going to have to deal with another basement. And I imagine at this point, if you're not ready for Retro to come down the construction thing, then you might as well retire from this game. So we'll see if he's going to push it again.
Yeah, seeing as how it has been so successful for him, but it appears he's going to start on the other side of the map, so maybe he's already deciding to change it up, push over either towards Stripper or towards the garage.
Yeah, I'm thinking he might want to go stairwell, but he is kind of looking like he's deciding between the garage or that stairwell.
And so there are still 2 of the defenders that need to get armor, but luckily for them, they're all on site. No lurkers, no roamers. And they will be picking up the armor as we get underway. Snake getting some last reinforcements on the main basement hallway here. And Canadian droning out, making sure no one's here.
I'm finding OrgLess definitely taking a lot longer than the other team on setting up their defense. It must be a little bit more intricate. Although that hasn't paid off so far, so maybe not worth it.
We'll have to see as it goes underway here. Still 2 minutes left to go in the round, and the drop hatch into the motorcycle room has been opened as we get underway here.
Definitely looks like they're not going construction. Blackbeard going to go down the stairs. That's going to be a nice mix-up from them. Although they've won every attack before, they know that there's going to be a change-up on the defense side now. They're going to change up their attack as well, and I think this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, and so we do have a couple people pushing down the main stairs, trying to get here a little bit quicker, and that's going to be a castle wall causing no castle anymore. And Blackbeard leading the way down there along with Ash and Capitals now at the top of bar drop.
And we saw Avian playing there last time, didn't do a lot from the bottom of that stairwell, but B3 having Retro as that Blackbeard has been paying off quite well, so he might be able to do a little more damage from that spot.
Yep, and we have now Capitals going to drop. Or is Slash going to try to make a push? It looks as though the ADS will stop the first flashbang. Nade's going to go out, though, and that's going to disrupt some of the barbed wire. And now it's time for Thermite to try to get this plant on. There is no bandit to stop, no mute to stop. Here comes the plant, and the smoke will go out. And that's not going to be too effective, though. It didn't get over through. And Slash is now right behind that miniature minibar there. It's tucked away. Retro's looking for his feet, but doesn't see it.
This really helps Retro out in getting some good angles.
So K9 is stuck inside of blue, and Retro finally gets the kill onto Slash, and Smoke is about to go down as well after a couple fights, but Capital gets decapitated by K9, and here it is. K9's over here in blue. Snake is over here right on the other side of the reinforced wall that didn't get blown. Young will spot him out, and it's going to be potentially a flashbang to go in, blind him, and finish him off. Here's the flashbang. It's going to blind him, and I wouldn't be surprised if Thermite's going to rush, and he does get the kill down. Snake will be calling for his mama, and it's going to be K9 still outside in the blue hall. Avian inside of Church now, still trying to hold it off. He gets the killer, or he gets Young before the diffuser goes down. It's now a 3-on-3, 15 seconds left. Canadian has moved in, picked up the diffuser. Will he get it in time? Necrox picks up Avian. It's all up to Bat and K9 here. So K9 trying to get a kill onto Necrox. It's going to be a little firefight. And now it is Necrox getting the shot on the K9. Last one alive is going to be Stinger with a bat. He tries to go for one. He gets one. And it's going to be Retro and Canadian left alive on the attack side. Diffuser has been planted, and Retro says, don't get any closer because you're dead.
Well, for a team that came in through relegations, I'm seeing a possible contender for number 2, number 1 spot.
I am seeing some great plays, some very strong strats coming out of the B3 here.
Very strong. This is a 4 members of a classic team that originally were the team till Orbit took them out of their place, finally coming back to maybe put them right back in their place. So this is really interesting to see in terms of the history of this Pro League. It's almost like destiny.
Yeah, and I remember, like you had pointed out earlier on, 4 of the team members here are former Team Mythic members.
Yeah.
And I remember talking with the majority of them once Season 1 had ended, and they wanted to wait to come back as a team once Battle Eye made an appearance, and once some kind of anti-cheat came. And you can see they have come back.
Yeah.
They have not lost the strength and the power that they once came with in Season 1, and this is going to be the team, one of the forces to be reckoned with.
What I'd like to see, though, is how they fare against maybe Flipside or one of the other strong teams that's not OrgLess, because obviously, as I said, Canadian Young coming from OrgLess is going to have some advantage on playing against them.
Yep.
You know, they know what 3 of the members are going to do, whereas the other team only knows what 2 of the members are going to do. So we'll see here, but B3 proving their worth over here.
So it is 4-1 B3 onto match point. Can they secure the bomb site here? NVK starting it off with a yes by taking off Snake right at the beginning of the round. That's going to be a dead Capital. And I'd hate to say it, but Capital has been one of the strongest operators since he's made an appearance here since Skull Rain.
Yeah, he's definitely doing work a lot. I mean, he's one I would consider, if you have to drop Ash, Capito's still a good trade.
Yep, and here's NVK playing his normal Jaeger, staying inside of the cash room and server, though. And
Nice lurk.
Necrox staying in the lounge on the first floor. Canadian has rotated and gone upstairs above bar to the gym now. He spots one individual on top of the roof, doesn't know who it is just yet, but he does know he's on a cam.
That is going to be helpful information, as he knows he's got to worry about that top floor. Obviously, they need to secure that gym, as we discussed previously when the last 2 teams were playing Clubhouse, that top floor being a big part of attacking this, as well as that strip club side.
Yeah, and so one of the key pieces of information, like you said, it's all about information gathering these first minute or so, is now that they know there's 1 or 2 individuals on top right above the bar drop, it's a guarantee that the push is going to come from strippers. So
yeah,
the defense should start rotating around and identifying where they want to be holding this.
Yeah, you're not going to take gym usually if you're going to go after B.
Yep.
But we'll see here whether or not they're able to pull that off. Both teams know how this attack and this defense works. And you see Buck and Ash up here just looking for good angles, but Canadian looking for them.
Oh, and there's going to be a C4 from underneath, and
So
Stinger
close.
evades it at the last second. Young is down here inside of the middle of the bar of Bomb A site. Retro's still here as well, stuck between the brick wall and the wall leading towards B-Bomb. NVK is still lurking up top. Necrox, though, is inside of the lobby, holding off what can soon be a sure attack. Looks as though Slash is inside of the smoke, will get the diffuser down. Canadian with a team kill onto Young, but does pick up the kill onto Slash and stops the diffuser from being planted. I don't know, I might consider that a job well done from Canadian. So it is going to be a 4-on-3, 45 seconds left to go. The diffuser is down inside of the pool room. But Avian, not ready to give up yet, picks up the kill onto Necrox. So now it is a 3-on-3. Avian right inside the lobby, tries to get Retro, but Retro is there to nick the feet of Blackbeard. K9, 50 health remaining here as he drones out bar, spots Retro, spots the guy going upstairs to Stinger. Stinger's going to drop, and it's going to be K9 grabbing the diffuser, trying to get the plant. Now can Canadian pick up his individual, pick up his teammate? Now it's a 3-2. Is NVK going to look through the drop hatch? Retro gets the shot on the Stinger, and it's all up to K9, and can K9 get the kill? He gets 1, but Canadian is there to get the kill, and now it is B3 taking the first map on Clubhouse, 5-1 against OrgLess.
I never thought I'd see the day. A 5-1 against OrgLess on Clubhouse. I'm starting to feel like OrgLess might want to drop Clubhouse. It has been a strong map for them up until the finals.
Yes.
In the finals, and just
they
before the
struggled a
finals,
lot on
actually.
it.
Yeah, the last Playday as well. So Playday 7 as well, they struggled against Flipside on it. It's just been a map that they feel like they're strong on, but it's just not panning out for them.
Yeah, so we are going to take a quick look at the highlights here because there have been some great, intense firefights going on. Here is Stinger with the instant kill onto NVK as he drops, and another shot. Retro, this is going to be his ace right before we get the disconnect, though. And here he gets 1. He turns the corner, and we'll get another eventually, but Stinger moves on in, and here he goes, getting the shot onto Young as Slash picks up that shot onto Necrox. And Avian, that is going to be one of the round winners there as he gets that shot and stops the plant from going down. Crossfire right there does finish him off. So I tell you, B3 looking tremendously powerful there with their attack, their strats, their defense, and just their all-around aiming and gunfights.
If that's not just their map, I'm starting to think maybe number 1, not number 2 for NA. However, it is the start of the season. This is
Very
only
start.
Playday 2. There's a lot of time for both teams to change up how they do things. But this has got to put the fear in everyone's scheduled against B3 after this.
Definitely, definitely. So, with that, we are going to get onto our second map. That second map being Chalet. Now, Chalet has 4 bomb sites, unlike some other maps that only have 3.
Yeah.
Typical bomb sites are going to be that kitchen trophy. That's what I'm expecting to have happen.
Yeah.
Still
Essentially 2 bomb sites.
Still essentially 2 bomb sites. What I am sort of expecting, though, is a push to start off when the bomb site is going to be Winery and the Snowmobile. I'm expecting a push to come from the Winery to start.
Yeah.
A lot of teams will try to push the Snowmobile garage first. That's typically where Bandit's going to be. But I feel that there's going to be a huge push from the big garage, from the exterior stairs underneath that kitchen window, pushing in towards Winery.
I feel like you feel it out. If you think you can open up the garage easily, you use a thermite charge to open it up and just rotate it around to the wine side where everyone else has already gotten in position.
Yep.
You do that, and you either leave the Blackbeard on the snowmobile or you have him work that car garage angle. But either way, that Blackbeard becomes a part of pushing on in like a bulldozer there or holding that garage angle. Obviously, if you can't get the garage open easily and you know you're going to need a lot of time to get on the wine side, yeah, don't bother with the garage side. But we'll see here. I imagine we might see Trophy first, though, not the garage, just because that's been the way things have been going lately. Is Trophy is the stronger one.
Trophy has made an appearance as the default map, default bomb spot to pick. Now, we talked about earlier how it could be possible we see a top bomb site here.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is if you can hold the ladders from an angle where you're not going to get peeked, you can secure any kind of entrance point other than the balcony out towards master bedroom.
There's one small rappel point near the office door, but it's still hard to use effectively because it's such a tight space. It might as well be a ladder.
Yep.
So it is a situation where, except for when you're rappelling, you can't use your gun when climbing ladders. That's what makes it important here, is they have to climb up somewhere. Their head's going to be exposed without their gun. But we have yet to see a team successfully use that, so it's possible that just in practice it's just not panning out for the teams, or it's just a situation where it hasn't hit the meta yet.
Yeah.
I guess we looked at EU for that, as they tend to be spearheading a lot of that. But we are probably going to see very typical defenses here, as we just saw on Clubhouse. No one really trying anything crazy. Probably not going to try anything crazy on Chalet either.
Yeah, so we didn't, like you said, see extravagant, very overzealous plays. We
No,
just
not even
saw
that
really
B-side
good
push.
gunfights. So, like you said, I'm expecting it to be pretty standard for defense. The attacks, though, I'd be hard-pressed to not see something new with some vertical gameplay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of openings, especially with the master bedroom, a lot of openings that are very specific. If you can get in the right angle, you can see exactly where the feet are going to be, or you can pre-fire down through the floor, and it's almost a guarantee to get a kill because there's almost always going to be someone in that angle.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good angles for the attackers to use. Even sometimes just that drone hole is something you can use. So it depends on how the defenders play it. There's a lot of opportunity for them to actually exploit the way attackers play it, but it all comes down to timing. So, and those critical C4 throws.
Yeah.
So
it does come down to those C4s sometimes, especially when you know Thermite's trying to get that kitchen drop hatch. You want to throw it up just in time, but even so, there's a guessing game. If you know if he's standing on the drop hatch, you might not be able to get him. You got to figure out, is he going to go left towards the bathroom? Is he going to go back towards the bed? That's where the mind game comes in.
And I feel like that's why we're seeing them not play with that drop hatch as much. It feels kind of similar to the kitchen drop hatch in terms of the way we saw Clubhouse. No one really bothering with that kitchen one anymore. That used to be the go-to hatch. But everyone realized getting killed by C4, not as fun as I thought it would be. There's 3 other hatches I could blow, or 3 other things to blow. So we'll go ahead and pick and choose. Again, same thing we're seeing for Chalet. People are saying, you know what, it might be worth blowing that lobby wall, but not so much worth blowing that other hatch. And there's not a lot of other top hatches worth blowing unless they want to drop down into dining super quick. Yeah,
and like you had said, the lobby wall outside of that kitchen hallway is one of the spots that Thermite always used to try to get.
Yeah.
The only spot I've seen, or the only teams that I've seen trying to actually get that was, I believe, Xbox North America.
It just depends on a strong presence in that lobby and the ability to control. You've got 2 sets of stairs. You got one going up, one going down. You've got that whole kitchen hallway where you know people are playing nearby. So it's a very dangerous game. You need a lot of control, maybe some Capito smoke or some ash smoke grenades, something like that to really keep them out while you do it, because it takes a few seconds to get that done. So.
All right. So everyone's in lobby here. We are on Chalet. And we're ready to get this show on the road here. So it's going to be B3 playing defense first. Now, last time they were playing offense first, were very effective with that. But playing defense first, I don't know. A lot of teams feel that defense is the side to win on to start.
Not on Clubhouse, apparently. Although, obviously, B3 eventually figured it out. They are bringing a pulse because they want to have some idea what's going on outside, as they may not know exactly how to attack. Like you said, can be pretty variable on here. So having a pulse can be critical in those first couple rounds if you want to have some idea where and how they're coming from, in addition to those Valkyrie cameras.
Yep.
So they are going to be playing that trophy as expected. It is a bomb spot to watch out for. One thing that I would be interested to see is whether or not we get some kills through that kitchen window, that long, narrow window. It's always a tricky one. It's almost like the mid-game spawn peak.
Yeah.
So it is a dangerous game for both teams to play. I've even seen a lot of teams break the windows purposely during the prep phase to huck that C4 out when Blackbeard tries to get close.
Yep, and so here we are, Canadian just
There he did it.
opening up that window, and that's sometimes where you'll see Valkyrie try to throw out a cam because it's not a very obvious window that you can see what's broken and that, hey, Valkyrie threw a camera out.
Yeah,
like
you
it
can't
would a
even
trophy
tell if it's
window.
broken until you try and shoot through it, really.
Yep.
So it is a good idea to break it ahead of time. I mean, unless you want to hear them shooting at you the first time, but you're going to hear those gunshots. So
Yes.
it is definitely usually defender's advantage to break that first to give yourself the chance for that C4 or that camera.
Oh, and the quick
There
shot
we
by
go.
Stranger gets it onto NVK, who's trying to peek and throw out the cam. What a shot, just
Well,
a flick right there from Kickstar.
Not the mid-game spawn peak I was saying. It was the spawn peak.
He
well
came down from
played.
the campfire, and boom went his head.
I'd say both NVK and Stranger, a.k.a. Kicks, are very fast aimers and very good reactions. And that was a good contest between the two.
Yes, it
NVK
was.
losing that one. Kicks may be a little salty after losing Clubhouse.
So here we are, Avian inside of the library, looking at the back stairs. Not going to see anyone just yet, who will knock out the cam, though. K9 trying to drone out the office for his team.
Interesting to bring Blackbeard upstairs, as he's going to have to walk down some stairs potentially, not Blackbeard's strong suit. That leaves him open to a lot of fire on his entire body. So we'll see what he's planning to do with that, maybe aiming down through some floors.
Yeah, and Netcrox, I like the angle here. A lot of individuals, a lot of people on the attack side will not look for this, but there are going to be some openings from the floor above. And this is what we're talking about, having that vertical gameplay start open. Now, they are taking away as many angles as they can. Stranger with a bat over here, using the skeleton key. And it's going to be a C4 from underneath Young, throwing it up like Kobe and getting him down. Here
And
it is.
he was so confident, too.
Very confident. So Avian
How did
is
he get
now
outside already? He's like he teleported out there.
He's just that kind of quickness. But Necrox is now inside the kitchen. He does not have C4 as smoke. Looks like though he picked up barbed wire.
Well,
Capitão's outside on the balcony.
There was already one C4 kill, so I think the C4's done its thing for the round.
It looks as though a nade will come in, open up more of the top floor. And it looks as though Avian's trying to get a peek onto Rook inside a trophy, but there's a shield there blocking his vision. So he goes over to the kitchen window to peek. 60 seconds left to go, a 4-on-4.
Avian's all over the place here at every side of the map.
Yeah, Snake is now still outside of the balcony, standing on top of the drop hatch. Looks for Young,
So
he
close.
spots him, but misses it. And so he's going to try to throw another nade, thinks twice before doing it. Let's see if he can open it up.
There
There's
we
going to be a
go.
nice little push. Does he get it down or a kill? Nothing happens. But Smoke moves in and gets a double headshot
Necrox.
on the Slash and Snake in a single clip of the SMG-11. The lurk is real with this one, ladies and gentlemen. So now he's retreated back onto bomb sites. It is 4-2, and OrgLess is saying, this is our map. You might have taken Clubhouse, but let's go.
This is, yeah, definitely going very south for the attackers.
So Young sitting right in here. K9's going to try to look. Goes for the peek, and Avian actually bolts in front of K9 and
So
will
worth it.
pay the price for it. K9 was about to take the peek. Picks off Young, though. So now it is 3-1, 2 seconds left, and K9 trying to save the KD in this custom game here.
That is not the greatest way to end it for OrgLess.
It is not.
Started off so strong with that peek by Kicks onto the NVK there on that window. Like, wow, we're going to make this our round. We're going to put you down a guy right at the beginning and then proceed to lose it.
Yes, unfortunately. But, I mean, that smoke lurk, he came out of nowhere.
That was, yeah, that was
My
beautifully
assumption,
played.
so I didn't actually see where he came from. My assumption is that he dropped through the potential, the drop hatch either in trophy or inside of the dining hall, came up the back stairs where they had already cleared out, and he just got the kills onto both of them.
That's how you do it on a team like that. Just come around behind. We do see an interesting changeup, though. Avian saying, I'm going to play Doc, of all people. They're not going without a Rook, though. I don't usually like seeing, as I mentioned earlier, a Doc without a Rook. But in this case, they've got both, which is strong. Because Doc and Rook have a natural synergy, because Rook's armor is going to make it much more likely for players to go down but not out, giving Doc a chance to revive them. Without one or the other, not as useful. Plus, it gives a chance for Doc to do some revives and resets as well. And obviously, if you don't have Rook armor, it's a little more dangerous to do a reset. So the two of them working well together.
So one of the things that we typically will not see Orbit do, and this is from my analysis being on True Ambition, playing them on Chalet and understanding where they came from during Season 2, was that they hate going to the basement.
Yeah.
They don't like trying to push from there underneath, and you saw that. They pushed on the top. They like playing the top vertical, not anyone playing underneath.
Yeah.
So I think having that little discrepancy, having come from underneath a little bit, could have opened up a little bit more holes, a little bit movement from the defensive side, allowing them to push into the murder holes they made in the floor.
Yeah, during Season 2, you typically saw them take control of the top floor and push from dining, as well as a little bit from the window.
Yep.
That's generally what they've done. Doesn't look like they're changing up too much from that formula. So they are going to be on defense, though, so they have a chance to play that a little bit differently. B3 gonna come in strong with that first win and that huge win last map. They're gonna be feeling pretty confident right now, already starting off like this. OrgLess, on the other hand, maybe feeling the pressure.
Yeah, and so we've got 3 of B3 members inside of the big garage. Thermite's just outside, about to head on in. Necroc's coming in from the winery. This is going to be the exact opposite of what we just saw OrgLess attempt to do. They're going to start and coming from the bottom, and here's going to be a nade right under the kitchen drop, or the kitchen floor. Retro picks up the first kill onto Avian. It's looking strong for B3 right at the start here. And so Blackbeard, again, outside of that trophy window. Stranger with a bat. He's kind of trapped right now. Kickstar stuck in the trophy room.
He's got to know that. But
so here comes a nade. They're going to call it out, and it's going to be a self-kill by NVK, and another one by Canadian. Retro, though, trying to counter the kills by picking up Jaeger.
I think they're going to have to go back to cooking school.
They are. I heard culinary school starts up in about 2 weeks over here. So with that 3-3, a minute 30 left, and they do see Valkyrie enter in. So can Blackbeard get a third kill, knowing that Slash just rotated inside? Snake over here inside of the dining room, and that's going to leave K9 over here as well in the dining room. Necroc's about to make a push in, it looks like.
Well, B3 definitely not the greatest start down in that car garage, but at least they're not losing people left and right from actual kills from the enemy.
Yeah, and so here we are, Retro trying to take more shots through the wall, turned his head, almost exposing it to Slash.
Yeah, gotta be careful there.
But seeing as how Slash has that MPX, it's a sure shot that he might have a good aim here to try to pick off Retro if he's looking the wrong way. So
Very
here we go. 45 seconds left to go in the round. Still 3-3. Let's take a look. Snake is still calling out that, hey, Young is underneath. Someone is underneath. Not quite sure it's necessarily Young. We know it is, but we'll see who.
Well, not anymore.
Slash does pick him up, though, as he tries to peek through the floor. He also spots Ash, though. Can he actually might shoot his tail out? Let's take a look over here at Ash, who's trying to get the kill from underneath. I have a feeling that Slash might get peeked off by Blackbeard if he tries to navigate any sooner. Oh, and it's going to be a couple wall bangs, just barely missing Snake. 15 seconds. He's going to hop in. K9's on top of the dining table. He's going to call it out, and the C4 will come from Slash. And that will knock out Retro, taking the win for OrgLess on that second round, sorry.
Now, that was more of the Orbit we expected to see.
That was, and that's why there is that hesitation. I wasn't able to hear the C4 at the bottom part of that window.
Yeah.
So he was waiting for the push in. K9 called it out, and Slash just said, you know what? Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good luck. Small tip, though, for B3. You had Buck. Probably use that instead of the grenades on the floor next time.
Yes.
Maybe not kill yourselves twice. I don't think we've ever seen such suicide on this team or map. So hopefully they won't make that mistake again, as they did have the shotgun power to just destroy the floor next time. But that is going to finally put a point on the board for OrgLess here. Last time, that's all they got on Clubhouse. So let's see if they can make it count, being on attack again. As we saw previously, attack, attack, attack. This time we're seeing more defense, 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 as you said before. That's how Chalet was going to go. Called it, and that's how it's going so far. However, there was some big goofs from either team, so we'll definitely see if both of them realize, we were giving up a little too much, we might need to play this a little tighter.
Yeah, and so we do see B3 holding on to the, as it looks as though it's top bomb site, top floor. Is that right?
Is it master bedroom?
It is
the
gonna be
master
top floor.
bedroom. All right, this is where we're going to see what is going to be the new master bedroom meta. This is a
pulling
B3
out
though.
so we see, it looks as though, I'm liking what this is happening here. It looks as though they're going to make this the holding point.
Yeah, this is the siege.
Allow them to come inside, and they're going to utilize the floor into the bed, into the bathroom, into the doorway, into the bedroom. I'm liking the potential that this has here.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going for the ladder hold strat, but they are knowing that there's fixed entry points from the outside because of those ladders. This should be interesting. I don't think OrgLess are going to expect this, so this should be very interesting. I feel like if B3 have worked this out, this could be a B3 round.
I feel as though the same way. However, K9's going to go to his typical spot.
Yeah,
up
we
here
always
on
see
the
him go
balcony.
up here. He likes this spot, and it's something he's always doing. They've got to expect it. Surprised they didn't peek him.
Oh, but NVK does peek Kickstar, and that's going to be Kickstar getting downed and killed first here. That's Buck, though. So Buck would have been very useful here in playing Kitchen, trying to play the vertical gameplay, but the opposite sense. But looks as though that won't be the shot. Slashug, though, will pick up the shot onto NVK. So now it's traded it off 4-4, a minute 55 left.
Still pretty strong for the defenders, not losing too many people just yet, and forcing the attackers to kind of feel this out as they go.
What I'm really curious about is we are seeing a top bomb site, but only Rook is up here. So I know K9 or Canadian is underneath calling out, hey, there might be someone repelled, there might be someone coming up the balcony. We can C4 from underneath if we have to, but that's only one C4. You might get one, possibly two kills. If Rook gets taken out, though, it's going to be treacherous trying to retake the site.
Interesting, these downstairs castles as well. They've definitely figured out an interesting strategy. We haven't seen if it'll work or not yet, but I like what I'm seeing.
I do as well. Snake's going to try to make a push, but Thermite's going to open up that trophy wall, back out of there. Now he's going to just throw a drone up into that display area and kind of get some more information. Sees the castle wall there, spots Rook.
They definitely need to be droning. Like, what the heck is going on up there?
And Snake, his drone gets killed before he spots Young, but seeing as how the drone was killed, gives the idea that there's someone inside a trophy.
He is going to go ahead and make a push in now, but he's got to be a little more cautious, although the crossfire takes out Young.
And there it is, Avian picking him up. So 3 on 4, 40 seconds left to go in the round. OrgLess up. Here we are, and the C4 from the side, Canadian picks it up, and now it's 3-3. Rook still last man on top. It looks as though Paul's took a little bit of a firefight here from Snake. He goes for the shot, he gets the kill, but the diffuser gets planted. Last one alive is going to be Slash, who is inside the bathroom. He's looking for the feet, and it's going to be Retro versus Slash. Who's going to get the kill? And it's going to be Retro getting the Thermite killed. So diffuser got planted, but there is still plenty of time to defuse it here.
Wow. I thought, you know, hey, Rook being up there, the only one up there, maybe this isn't working, the diffuser already planted, but when there's only one guy left planting that diffuser and just gets whacked right after. For the first time in this Pro League, the new master bedroom meta.
The new master bedroom meta.
You saw it here, folks.
Successful, we might add.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't just,
hey,
hey,
it wouldn't be a meta
let's
otherwise.
try to make a play up here. It was a successful hold, and that's going to give B3 the lead 2-1 on the moment.
Again, seeing a team come out of nowhere, but not really nowhere at the same time, with some strong plays. Back to the traditional basement, though, with OrgLess. They are going to want to defend that. They are going to bring Avian on the Bandit. Not sure if he's going to Bandit trick or not. Against a team this good, probably not worth it unless you really have a good way to make sure it happens. Maybe a C4 throw or some smoke throughout the windows, but not sure if it's worth it. I would just rather put the batteries either on the garage door or try and battery trick maybe the wine cellar side if you think they're going to come that way.
Yeah, and so looks like OrgLess is going to go back to the stationary, the guested, or the guest second bomb site here down in the basement.
Yeah. But, hey, go back to the old faithful when nothing's working and you can't even deal with this new meta. So, some interesting plays here from both teams, but especially B3. We're going to see if OrgLess can bring back old classic and make it work and make B3 rethink their attack strats.
Yeah, so B3 has proven themselves on attack and defense. So, especially on Clubhouse, they were able to take the win without any kind of effort.
Yeah.
So,
They
we'll see
did,
how that works out here.
They did bring a Thatcher, though, so I'm expecting them to potentially consider the garage and maybe the wine cellar, as he's going to be useful for getting Thermite into both. So, Capito being especially strong on that garage door. Part of the reason why you don't want to play that garage, he's able to cut off that connector that's so crucial to the defense. So we'll see what they do here as they are clearing the top floor first. Good discipline here and making sure they're not getting sloppy. It's not really the top floor they got to worry about, but you want that mobility.
So here, Avian's looking at the drop hatch. Looks as though it got opened up by Thermite. Or sorry, not by Thermite just yet.
Nope,
Maybe
the battery
they didn't
trick.
reinforce it, but the battery charge goes down and will knock out the charge. Tries to put down a second one. Some EMPs go out. Will kill 1 or 2 bandit charges. Buck, though, takes the brunt of the bullets from Jaeger. So here is going to be, oh my gosh, it's going to be a down from the Capitao, I believe. I think it was Capitao's incendiary arrows came through the vent and knocked him down.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that fire can clip through the wall. It's happened to me as well. You got to be careful when someone shoots somewhere. I believe it was even on the same map that happened to me. So, got to be careful. Not the best attack going on here. They did down Bandit, though, whether they know it or not, but they're definitely going to be able to get that wall open now. And even if they hadn't got him.
Nade goes in to kill Bandit.
Yep, that would have finished him off even with a thermite charge.
Yep, and so 4-4, just under half the round remaining as we dwindle down to 1:30. And we still have, I believe it is Retro coming down the back stairs.
He's been a key player with that Blackbeard. We'll see if he's going to be the key player this time, but he's definitely rotating around for that flank. Usually expect to see him from the garage door, but he's got a different idea in mind here.
And he sees the shield from Blackbeard. K9 tries to go for the shots, and he gets them. Retro kind of got to rethink how he was making his way down there, trying to get the barbed wire and stuff.
Yeah, that's the danger of stairs, especially barbed wire stairs, but NVK taking out one of his own. We're seeing a lot of sloppy team kills and grenade kills from B3, despite their superior strategy some of the time.
We are, and the last individual will be NVK. He does down K9 in the back hallway.
He's gonna put
unfortunately, we are going to see a couple Jaeger devices going down saying, hey guys, I'm going to bake a cake right here, and I'm just putting the icing on.
Poor Capito.
So, there it is. For the win on OrgLess, taking their second round here. 2-2 at the moment.
That doesn't feel good. But B3, we're up, so still doesn't feel too bad. The sting is mild at best. Although, some of that was their own fault, to be fair.
Yes, especially with the team kill.
Yeah. But B3 saying up, the master bedroom was fun. We're not going basement, though. We're going to go back to trophy room. Since we won master bedroom, we got to rotate.
I was half expecting to see bar and game room.
That would be interesting. Maybe that will be their next project. But they are going to use the classic trophy room, or the now classic trophy room, rather, which I believe they successfully defended previously.
They did. They successfully held off this bomb site. They held off the top bomb site. So it seems like it's, like I called it, a defensive map instead of attack map.
Yep.
So Clubhouse, we saw attack after attack.
That's right. Every round's been a defense so far.
It has been. So we will constantly be seeing a defense change, location change up.
I mean, assuming that these guys can stop team killing and aiding each other, we might see an attack round from them. But they have been strong on defense, as has OrgLess. This is going to be the round to see if we make or break the mold. We saw this attack, like you said, on Clubhouse, but then the mold got broken by B3. However, they are on defense, so this is not going to break the mold if they win it here.
Yeah, and so we do have Canadian, again, playing inside the kitchen. Now, NVK, has he learned his spot?
Careful, buddy.
Have you learned what happened the last time you peeked that kitchen window?
Looks like he got away scot-free this time, but he took half his damage. So either that was from a C4 or something, or he did get picked just a little bit.
I'd care to bet that it was going to be a couple bullets trying to nick him in the neck.
Well, Canadian trying to see if anyone else wants to come over for a little visit. See if there's any pies on that window, but doesn't catch anyone with that nerfed range.
So again, yeah, it's like you said, Avian has moved his way up here into the library, like he did last time. Now, whether or not he's going to be a ninja and teleport back outside by the black vans, we'll have to take a look. But for the most part, he's here just getting cams, clearing it out, and he'll most likely rotate over to the kitchen window eventually before the round starts sieging.
It's an interesting strategy, send Avian in, you're like, hey, we're going to need you late game. We don't need you sitting on the window from the beginning.
Yep.
Just go ahead and clear the top floor for us and then rotate back out.
And so we can see Snake trying to get into the master bedroom from the other balcony as Kickstar's outside on the balcony, the main balcony of master bedroom. He has opened up the floor, trying to look down into the hallway. Not seeing anyone just yet.
They have taken full control of this top floor. They have everyone up top and no enemies up top. So this is looking for them. Avian deciding, okay, you guys got this. Peace out.
So here it is. Kickstar with the first shot onto Canadian. That's going to be pulsed down inside a kitchen. And NVK trying to lurk from underneath inside the snowmobile garage in the black-blue hall.
You think Canadian would have seen that coming?
Potentially, yes. You might have thought so, but with the nerfed range, maybe it was too far away to see it. So, K9's upstairs on his balcony once more, checking to make sure that fireplace is clear. Tries to open up the rest of the doorways into the dining hall. Now, we do actually see NVK came up top.
Oh.
And he's here trying to look. Is he going to get a shot off? He does get spotted, though, by Slash. Slash comes up the stairs, and he will get the shot onto NVK, but Necrox is there to get the shot onto Snake. So that's going to be a trade 1-for-1. Now it is a 4-3 at the moment. Kickstar is over here.
Oh, those bushes.
Oh, and so Slash gets killed by Necrox. However, Necrox got downed himself, and Kickstar drops from the hatch. Will pick up the K9 will pick up the kill onto him. So now 2-3, 40 seconds left to go. Diffuser in hand of Kickstar over here. He's droning it out. Will spot Rook and Valkyrie, the remaining two individuals. Tries to pre-fire right here. Does get the shot. The last one is going to be inside of the trophy room. He's going to finish droning it out, calling it out for his team. And there's going to be Rook. It's going to be all up to Rook. Rook picks up the kill into K9. So now it is 1-2. Stranger with a bet being Kickstar. Trying to get the kill. Trying to get the peek. Here comes a quick peek, and it's a shot onto the head from Kickstar onto Retro. And that's going to be Kickstar securing the round for his team. 3-2.
There we go. Broke the mold. First attack win. OrgLess
Definitely.
coming strong. They did pretty much what they used to do, but this time it worked. They came from the top. They cleared the top. They came in dining, cleared dining. The difference is they got those people up top that rotated up top. They killed the roamers. That's why they won that.
Yes, you're exactly right. And we saw Blackbeard, again, do his typical, let's go in through library, clear out what we can. Now, it could have been a very different story had Jaeger not been spotted out by Slash. Slash comes up those fireplace stairs to kill him off. Could have been very different.
Yeah. Speaking of very different, we are seeing an operator change up here. Necrox, someone who used to play a lot of IQ back in Team Mythic, being someone that could run in and fight very aggressively with that AUG. See if he's going to do the same thing here, as he has decided to change up to that IQ. Not going to sure if he's going to use the gadget detection, as we don't see a lot of people usually use it late game or just an early game. However, that may spot out Pulse, catching Snake off guard.
Yeah, I would see with the prevalence of Pulse and Valkyrie on this map, the fact that you can spot Pulse now, just constant movement, plus all 4 Valkyrie cams.
Plus the ADS.
The ADS, I definitely see it being very useful.
Yeah, we just haven't seen it a lot in pro play lately. Sometimes people pulling it out, but I don't feel like it's really kind of hit the meta just yet. Necrox, though, like I said, being an old school user of IQ, bringing it back.
Definitely.
We'll see how it works, though.
Kickstar's just sitting on top of the bush here in dining room. Looks as though it's going to be a 5-man on-site defense, except for we might be... Nope, it is going to be 5-man on-site. Paul sitting inside the crevice of the hallway there, trying to open up just a little bit of the murder holes.
Usually you'd expect at least one person to go downstairs, maybe even up, but...
I like this cam here. This one is in a very different spot you typically won't spot.
Yeah, you can see all the way over that window. As
oh, and there's going to be a peek.
Down.
Avian tries to rush out and get Retro, but Retro is there for the takedown of Doc.
Loses half his health in the process, though.
Look at how far out he is. Retro.
Red snow.
Oh, man. Unfortunately for Doc, taking away one of the 3 armor operators, the ability to res the rest of your team up.
He's going to find that Valcam, though, provided he gets over far enough. Doesn't quite spot. Oh, what is that over there?
Not that one, but he almost spots it. He's looking just, oh, he's too far out of range. But another individual gets down. That's going to be Slash. It looks as though he's going to have a little bit of trouble getting picked up, though. Just in time before some nades go firing. Necrox trying to look under the vent hatch. Goes back over to the kitchen window. Minute 45 left to go in the round. 5-4, with Doc being downed early. So the nade from NVK will take off Slash, finish him off because he can't be re-downed. And here is Retro now.
Looking strong for the attackers. Might be a second attack win here as the mold has been broken.
It is. It's looking that way. So IQ's going to call out some of the devices she sees. Young's drone will get killed by by the dining hall. Now Young's going to try to make a push in here. They believe that trophy's clear, but he's going to have to look at the hard left. Snake trying to prone his way in, but he will be shot from underneath. The C4 will kill Retro, and we see Canadian underneath. Does he get the shots onto Snake, who's prone right in the hallway?
So close.
Capitao outside by the trophy window here. Young still outside as well, and Necrox trying to get into the big garage. Now take a look over here at K9 inside of the display or inside of the dining hall. We see Kickstar inside of the kitchen and Pulse. This is where he's prone. I don't think they know 100% he's here. I think they know he's somewhere in trophy.
Yeah,
he
that
doesn't know he's
C4
here. He's got to stop
somewhere.
moving.
Yep. He decides to bail though. He's like, maybe they know I'm here too strongly. Gonna have to make a move.
Yep, so he keeps on making movement here. The drone spots him, and it's going to be
Buck.
Buck from underneath. Can
Nope.
he get the kill onto him? He's looking, trying to take a couple shots. Not going to hit him. He keeps on missing,
There's
down
not
to
really
the
much
wire
floor
here with
left.
30 seconds left to go. 4-3, and we're going to push in here. NVK tries to get in, does a drop shot, but also gets annihilated by Snake right inside a trophy. Young does the same exact thing. He pushes up, and he will get killed by Snake once more, and it leaves 2 attackers left. The diffuser is on the other side of the map. It's going to have to be Necrox trying to get the kill, but K9's there to pick it up, and it's all up to K9. I'm sorry, Canadian. Canadian's outside on trophy. He's got to push in. 2 seconds left. Looking for the kill, but it's not going to be there, and the defenders are going to win the round, and that's going to be OrgLess. 4-2 at the moment.
To be fair, this was their map choice.
This was their map choice. They started on attack, not defense, but they've seemed to overcome the obstacles in front of them.
Just took a few rounds to figure out how to make that attack and that defense work. But we did see an interesting master bedroom defense at least, so some good change-ups here. OrgLess showing that they're not quite ready to give it into B3 and say, you guys are the new reigning champions. Nope. But this is going to be the very first tie for OrgLess of this entire season. They only had 1 tie last season against Flipside. So we'll see if they can hold their top record against teams like this.
I tell you, these are some great games we've seen here tonight throughout all of the matches.
Absolutely.
AUPC and NAPC, and I wouldn't change it for the world. These are some wonderful games here that are in front of us.
And hopefully B3 is going to keep extending it a little bit longer here, as they're certainly not going to give up easily. And then OrgLess have a chance to lock this out right now. They win this round, but if they win 2 more rounds as B3, which is definitely not unheard of at all, the way they've been playing, this could go into overtime.
Yep, and so as we see Canadian trying to open up some of the wood floors on top, we get into the remaining few seconds here of the prep phase, and the attack phase has now begun. Is there going to be any quick peeks? Let's take a look over here at Kickstar, who's going to hop on top of the rock, see if there's going to be someone inside a master bedroom. He takes the look, pre-fires the window, no one there. So that's going to be an awesome shot for him, but no one's there.
Yep, you know,
Pushing on up,
what you gotta do.
Avian coming on over to the typical library entry point, which he's done every defense or every attack round before him. And K9.
Well, he hasn't died doing it, so I guess I don't blame him for trying.
He hasn't, and K9's most likely going to go up to his platform once again on top of the fireplace. And Kickstar outside of the master bedroom now. He's going to open up the floor and try to peek down into the hallway like he has in the past. This is, again, the OrgLess that we've known.
Yeah.
The OrgLess we've known, they're only top down. They don't like doing the bottom up.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, OrgLess are known to lose the first couple rounds and then come back on a 5 streak. So far, they've lost the first couple rounds, won a couple rounds, and definitely won 2 more since then. So showing that they can do that again, taking advantage of that window already being open.
There's going to be a cup shot. I fear for Canadian's head. If he would have stood up, Snake would have pinged it.
That window's interesting. They do find the camera this time, though, without IQ's help.
Yep, and so it looks as though Buck has gotten out of the master bedroom and is going to hop into the office. Looks like as though Thatcher nades went out. EMP is going to stop any kind of those ADSs within range. But we are going to have Young on top of the dining hall table, waiting for it. There are 3 individuals in the dining hall, looking as the floor gets opened up above him, trying to peek the instant that the floor gets open from Buck.
Yeah, take advantage of him still standing there, but Buck...
NVK is paying the price. He will also pay the price, or Necrox gets killed by Snake as well. That's going to be a double shot. Great job by Snake playing in top of the master bedroom. Trying to throw a nade down and pick off Pulse, who is still inside the kitchen.
Now, I expect a push from dining side as well as is typical their attack here, but it looks like they're getting so many kills from above, they might not even bother with it just yet.
Yep, and so Rook is now inside a trophy. They're not even caring about the left window here. And
Buck.
Canadian just looking for a floor, seeing if he can peek someone as they decide they're going to run across some openings. Looks as though the drop hatch is going to get opened. Let's take a look over here at Young. Young has dropped inside. It looks as though Pulse was injured and killed by Snake. That's a 3K for him. 2 individuals left on the defense side. Retro, he's going to be in the corner. He might fall through the drop hatch. He's trying not to. He's trying his hardest, pinning his back up, but he does fall, and Young is also underneath. All of the defenders are downstairs in the wine and in the big garage. Can they push up the stairs? It looks like Young's going to go around towards the fireplace. 25 seconds remaining. Diffuser's in the hands of Thermite. Thermite's over here planting inside of the kitchen. Let's head on back over to Retro, who's coming up the main stairs towards the lobby. Tries to get the kill from behind, and it will be him getting Snake. So Snake will not get the ace, but Blackbeard is there to get the kill. Trade is going to come from Young. Young is there onto K9. Retro is still downed on the stairs, so it's only up to Young. 1v3, the diffuser has been planted. There's about 30 seconds left. Slash and Avian are inside a trophy. Kickstar inside a kitchen, waiting for the soft angle that he's got held here. And he goes, peeks around from the corner, and Avian actually gets the shot looking down the hall.
And that's
Sorry,
OrgLess.
no, Kickstar did get that. That was Rook that was downed on the stairs that died by Kickstar.
Yep.
Or by Avian.
And OrgLess take the map. Not going to let another team 2-0 them.
Yes.
Not going to happen. Has
Not
not
gonna
happened
happen.
in the entire last season. However, 2 of the people that were part of that, now on the other side, making it a draw.
So, Biggity Boo Bop making a strong appearance here on Clubhouse.
Making a Biggity Boo appearance.
Yes, though they are definitely a tremendous